Hey, what is up, guys? This is Run Amok the Boom Bear here at the Temple of Vitalika, also known as Sunken Temple. And I'm here today, just dancing here on the steps, looks pretty fucking hilarious. I'm here today to show you basically how to get your best in-slot, easily attainable tanking shoulders. Reason you want these shoulders over anything else is because of how bear form works. Bear form increases the amount of armor that you get from items by 360%. You also have talent, which increases your armor contribution. If you choose to get that, it gives you a whole lot of armor. So as a bear, you basically want to look for items that give you insane amounts of armor over certain other pieces. There are certain items out there, like the Cloud Runner Girdle and a few others that just have an obscene amount of armor. Also, things like rings, Heavy Dark Iron Ring, Thrall's Azure, that's an easy one from Quest. And the shoulders that we're going to get today are these ones right here, the Atali Spolders of the whatever. So I figured I'd just start this just outside the instance and show you how to actually get in, because the hardest part about Sunken Temple, as many of you may know if you've ever done this dungeon, it's actually not a dungeon that I don't think is very commonly ran. I don't think every single person, even at 60, has done this. So, and every time I have ran it with randoms, or even people I know, they can never find the entrance. But, I obviously know because I've done this so many times. I ran this a whole lot, even solo. I think I maybe ran it with groups 2 or 3 times as I was leveling. And then when I got into my 50s, I obviously knew about these shoulders. I'd been scoping them out, I think probably before Classic even came out, because I knew I was going to be a bear tank. So I wanted to start farming these, and I started running these specific bosses that drop these shoulders in my 50s. And it was difficult, but it was something to do. And, I figured why not start early, try to get them. Problem is that they have a very, very low drop chance. And I didn't ever see them. So here I am again. As you can see, I'm going through the portal here. I'm fairly geared now, and I've been tanking for a while. I actually went boomkin for a bit, but I am back again in my bear mode, and I just decided to try to run this again. I started yesterday. I've done maybe about 5 runs or so, and just to my luck, I've gotten two pairs of these shoulders already, so that actually gave me a bit of hope to try to get the flavor combination that I want. As you can see, I've got of agility and of the bear, and I'll explain shortly why you want of the monkey. I mean, it's up to you really. Like, the armor content is the same, that's why you're getting these. As long as you get decent stat distribution, it's probably better than anything else that you could really get. As I've walked up here, I realize I haven't reset the instance, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just quickly pause this, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so we are back now, and we have bosses, which is great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain as we go up to each boss, or as we're killing them, what the mechanic is, because they are all unique, and some of them are more difficult than others. You might choose, depending on what spec you are, your playstyle, just how comfortable you are, to maybe skip some of these, and that's perfectly fine, because you can just, if you see one that you don't like, you could just not kill it and move on to the next one. If it takes you too long, which especially when we get to Midjan, not that guy, I don't know where he is. You can kind of scope him out from these platforms as well, but more on that in a sec. So basically this guy, he puts a debuff on you every so often that reduces your attributes by 10 each stack. I've got kind of decent gear at the moment, so I can pretty much just take him down in cat form. Your health does drop, you know, pretty significantly because, you know, obviously your stats are going down. But basically, you just DPS this guy down if you need to, you know, switch out, heal, go into bear form. It's pretty straightforward. You know, just for safety, you know, like I might just, you know, switch out for a brief moment. Throw a healing touch. As you can see, he doesn't hit hard even when I'm out of bear form, and he doesn't interrupt. Some of these guys do interrupt, and one of the guys actually heals, which is very annoying. That's the guy, if there's any of them I'm going to ever skip, it'd be the guy that heals, but more on that in a sec. So yeah, you know, he obviously doesn't hit for very much at all when I'm in bear form. I could just sit here and just idle, you know, I can watch some YouTube videos, and this is very, very idle farming in my opinion. You don't have to really pay too much attention, and you're doing it for a purpose. You're trying to get these shawls that you can't get anywhere else. This guy's about to dino, so let's just see if he does drop anything. You'd be very lucky if he did drop anything. So as you can see, no loot there. He gave me 14 silver, which is kind of pathetic, but you know, we're killing 6 of these bosses and then we're getting out. Sometimes they drop loot, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they drop greys that can vendor for, you know, 30 silver or so. It's all up to RNGesus really. This debuff will wear off by the time you get to the next boss, so you know, not to worry. And basically, you just go upstairs. You just, you know, stealth past these mobs. I mean, you don't have to be in stealth the entire time, but just for the sake of being safe, you know, that's what we'll do. Now on to this next boss. This is Zolo. So I'm pretty comfortable, so I usually just, you know, open up in cat form. Now this guy, what does he do? So, okay, he does like a chain lightning. He's going to summon these totems, right? So I got a 5-point ferocious bite. So now I'm going to swap into bear because I want to kill that totem. You want to kill these totems as quick as possible, otherwise they're going to keep spawning these skeletons. So bear form is the safest way to do this. When there's more than, you know, 2 or 3 skellies, I like to just throw a demoralizing shout. It's very underrated tool, but you know, this guy isn't too dangerous. You know, when he casts his next chain lightning, I might just bash him just so, you know, we can have a bit of damage mitigation there. Getting a bit low, but you know, it's fine. Like, I'll just pop frenzied regen, you know, whatever, it's all good. Yep, I can't get this fucking, where's the totem? Alright, I got it. Fuck it. See, I'm not really paying attention here, but you know, still, like, it's no big deal. If you want to be extra safe, just be in bear form the whole time, and just as soon as those totems pop, just swipe, just tab target to them and swipe. Great thing about bear form is obviously because there's going to be a couple of mobs up, and if you have, you know, decent crit, which you probably have, you know, 15-20% crit. If there's more than if you hit 3 targets with swipe, you're probably going to get some rage back due to this talent here. No, sorry, this talent here, Primal Fury. You're gonna pop. You're gonna get 15 rage back if every proc of your swipe crits. If it just crits on 1 target, then you're gonna get 5 rage back. But you know, it's good value in my opinion. If you know, especially if you're using it to totem stomp, you know, you're hitting your main target, you're hitting an off target, building threat. You know, that's something that you can incorporate into tanking. Tab target swipe is amazing. It's very underrated. But you know, we can get into more of that in another video. So we're down here at Mijan. Now this guy is a real pain in the ass, especially if you're low level, especially if you're under geared. You'll understand why in just a sec.